Okay, let's look at our last example on this one. You guys will see this graph. It looks like a V. All right, so let's look at where our x-intercepts and our y-intercepts are. Our x-intercepts, it looks like it's crossing the x-axis at, do you guys see that this is -3 and this one is +3? So our x-intercepts are -3 and +3. And my y-intercept, where does it cross my y-axis? It looks like it's crossing my y-axis at -3. Okay. All right, now we have to determine where the graph is positive or above the x-axis and where it's negative or below the x-axis. So remember, we always start with -infinity and we always end with +infinity. So let's get Dax over here again. And as Dax starts with -infinity all the way over, pretend that he's all the way over at -infinity, is he above the x-axis or is he below the x-axis? He's above it, so that means it's positive. So in this positive, I'm going to start at -infinity, okay? And then as Dax travels along, it looks like it starts to go negative right here at -3. So it's positive from -infinity until -3. And then it looks like it goes negative from -3 until +3. So that interval just from -3 to +3 is written simply like that. And then once Dax is done being negative, he goes back to being positive right here at +3. So again, I have to union or add another positive interval by saying 3 to +infinity. Okay, so do you guys notice that we started at -infinity, we broke for a little bit to be negative, and then we ended with +infinity. Okay, now we're going to look at increasing and decreasing. So again, as Dax is starting along this graph, I want to know, is he going uphill or is he going downhill? And we always have to start at the left. So it looks like Dax is going downhill, correct? So he's actually going to be decreasing first. So remember, he starts at -infinity, and as he's decreasing, he's going to go until where? And you might think we're going to go here to the y-axis, right? But we don't care what's happening on the y-axis. We want to know where it is on the x-axis. Okay, he starts increasing when the x value is 0. Okay, this point is actually 0, -3, correct? And because that point is 0, -3, and we're working with Dax along the x-axis, we want to know what the x value is. So it starts increasing when x is equal to 0. That's why this is where it starts changing. So he's decreasing until 0, but then starting at 0, he starts increasing. And then where do we always end? We end at +infinity.